Okay, now I understand this response probably won't be accepted until you view it. I try to be as civil as I can because this new brainwashing technique you guys got going is pretty slick. You know, first I've read your Bible, by the way, so I want you to know that all these things that you're saying, they're now contradictory to the rest of the Christianity in the country. They don't want science. Don't you? Haven't you been paying attention? They think scientists are elitist and delusional. Haven't you been paying attention? Do you know who Westboro Baptist Church is? And you talk about this morality that your God supposedly gave mankind. That without it, I guess we wouldn't have any morality. Now, how do you figure that? I want to know, really, honest. I want to know because I was born an atheist. I've never succumbed to any of the so called 20 commandments. You say 10? I've seen the Apocrypha. Okay, and I know there's been over 20 commandments. And actually, most of them were how to comport oneself in front of their God. And that if you don't comport yourself as you're told to, that you'll be punished. And usually it's by death of some kind, horrific, burning, hell, whatever, damnation, eternal, because it is an omnipotent creature we're talking about, who never makes mistakes because it's perfect. Yet the darn thing just can't help but make mistakes and kill people over and over and over again. Noah, Sodom and Gomorrah, all the towns and villages that Joshua just pillaged and plundered for years because, according to your Bible, this was his promised land. This God gave him this land. And then you talk more about morality that we supposedly get. Now, you're talking about the morality within Deuteronomy and Leviticus? Seriously, are you? Because you're going all the way back to the beginning, Old Testament, Genesis. You're saying this God in your Bible that's been retranslated probably 1,000 times actually has in it the scientific principles that we adhere to as atheists. And that there's no reason why as to why we shouldn't believe in God because, well, your God placed all these things here. He put these things in place for us to what to experiment with or something. What happened to do not eat of the fruit from the tree of knowledge, lest ye be banned and exiled from the garden? But was he telling Adam and Eve or Adam and Lilith? Or do you know who Lilith is? Yeah, Lilith is the one that was made with Adam, supposedly out of dust, equal, not out of the rib, over, but out of the dust along with, equal to Adam. Did you know that? That's what I mean. You know, your whole head's full of contradiction. There is absolutely nothing scientific in religion. There's mistakes. There's assumptions. There's what would you call it? Misinterpretations. There you go. Because Stone Age people were very, very superstitious. Wait a minute. I should say superstitious because it's bad enough that you people have been like not just making these videos, but even before this, you've been trying to indoctrinate the rest of the world into this silly cult. And now, even though you've been fighting against science, the Christians have now for a couple of decades, they want to put creationism in school and teach the kids that it was poof, magically brought by a magic superhero, as opposed to figuring out how things might have worked scientifically through heat, pressure, gravity, and so on and so forth. Different, materials and different mass and different energies. And all of those things coming together, not by accident, but by nature itself. I mean, evolution is a very, very powerful machine. Come on. You have to admit that. You've already admitted you believe in science now. Now you're a scientist. Now you say that evolution was put there by your God and placed and put into motion. So you believe in evolution. You can see how powerful it is and what it does. And you still want to adhere to this. No, it's really magic. Yeah, it was really just magic. Even though I can show you how God used science to. Is that what you're saying? That your God, your magic superhero, used science to create everything so that we humans could have something to do, or what? So, what is our purpose? Is it the whole purpose of our life in this whole universe and of all the other intelligent life that's out there? All those probably thousands of civilizations, maybe millions that have existed in this universe. And the whole purpose is what? To get on a knee and pray to a superhero? None of that part there is really rational. Okay? Why would you want to try to convince scientists that your God is scientific when the whole thing has been they are really mutually exclusive of each other? Mythology, superheroes, magic, and science, mutually exclusive. Okay, if you believe in gods and deities, you also believe in magic. You might not say that. You might not think it. Yeah, you might say you don't think it, but that's exactly what it is. Anytime you believe that some single omnipotent, omniscient entity went, let there be light, and there was light, that's called magic. To the rest of the world, that's magic. And I think maybe Randy might have something to say about that. Okay? Well, so that's my answer. Not very scientific because I'm not a scientist, but even me, a layman, can tell that you've been touched by the FSM's noodly appendage. And one day you'll understand. But I don't think it's today. My only wish is that you don't try to drag your children and indoctrinate them into this cult, because they'll never be an engineer if you do. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, really. One last thing, the morality thing. If you honestly think that, then you think it's moral, then you think it's okay to murder your daughter if she's not a virgin when she gets married, to take her out in front of the village and stone her to death after you bury her up to her neck. That you think that's okay. You think it's all right to do that because that's what your Bible says for you to do. You think it's okay then for you to take your brother, if he comes and says, or even calls you, whatever, says, listen, I don't believe in your God anymore. I think it's silly. You think it's okay that you can go over there and stone him to death, drag him in front of the village and crucify him and stone him and let everybody know that evil doesn't abide in your village. It's the Bible. You're the one who says it's scientifically sound, therefore must be factual, that you follow these tenets, that you believe these things. Those are just examples. Don't blame me if they're heinous. Don't blame me if they sound like murder. Good evening. That's my report. I'm the Earthling, of course. See you later.